Hey everyone, King Derp here. So I'm gonna do a year review on 2020 and look at some of the pros and cons, because I know a lot of people either thought this year was really bad or, benefited them in some kind of way. And I thought it'd be interesting if I listed some examples. I'll try to go through it fast because I know it's gonna be a very long video, and keep out some things that are mostly, important to me, like political stuff, and things that were, good, but only good because COVID happened in the first place. Like, the vaccine, which came out recently last year. That was good, but only because of COVID starting in the first place. So I'm not including stuff like that. All right, without further ado, let's jump in. Okay, so some of the pros. We'll start with that first. So this isn't as popular. It's a big deal more for the VR community. It was the Oculus Quest 2 though. And the Quest 2, most of you know the Quest 1, it was a significant change, and not just that, it was more affordable, $100 cheaper than the last headset they made, which was Quest. So a lot of people got into VR, and for Christmas, I remember this, there were so many people, just everyone just got a Quest 2, who already had a headset, of course. Or even if they didn't, they got Quest 2s. And so that's like a big thing, because VR right now is still pretty small, and it's a shame more people don't have it. So it was great for 2020, VR in general too. Okay, so what was good about, another thing good was no in-person classes, and it's a shame I missed the transition, which I'll talk about more in cons. But yeah, just no in-person classes was pretty nice. So Mandalorian Season 2 was really good. I don't think there has to be any more said than that. Okay, so PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. So this was not really a benefit for me because I don't have a console. But I know a lot of people are looking forward to this. And some people still don't have PlayStation 5 just because it was like really, really sold out. And I don't know about as much for Xbox, but still some people wanted that too. We did learn something about COVID, which was that we can solve problems a lot faster if we have enough resources and funding and are motivated to solve them, which is nice, right? Because that means problems that seem like they're hard to fix, maybe in the future, if we're motivated enough and have the funding resources, we can hopefully solve them. I hope we can. All right, so the next one, the conjunction, wasn't that cool, but won't happen to a bit. Just put that in there. I'm gonna try and go quicker. Sorry. There are good Lego sets this year. A lot of great sets are actually. Well, last year technically. This is recorded January 1st. Soul movie was good. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It is worth uncanceling your Disney Plus subscription, in my opinion. It was solid. Well, I don't know about solid, but it was a 9 for me. 8 or 9, I'd say, for most people. Okay, so cons. Obviously, COVID. Basically, that was like the big thing. There, California, where I live, had these fires. Sky was like orange for a day. Remember, even the day after, it was still a little orange in the sky. Not as much. Australian bushfires. It's annoying. It happens a lot more frequent than I actually thought. Like every couple of years or so. Still, it's like it's not a great way to start the year. So I couldn't talk to friends much, besides online, which isn't really the same. I think most people can relate to this. It just doesn't, you can't come up with things to say, and it just doesn't feel important. I still talk with my friends, just not as much as I would without the pandemic. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going on because it's not general. I have to wear masks a lot. So you know, I'm not saying like, you know, mask, oh, I can't breathe on them, but it is kind of a pain to have to, you know, even, I can't even like go outside. Well, I mean, I can go outside, but I can't really talk to people or like get a haircut or anything, because California regulations won't allow you to do that. So right now it's like, you know, masks aren't that big of a concern, but like towards the beginning of the year, they were. Okay, so World War III, it was more of a meme, but there were some, you know, tensions that felt a little too, I don't know, shaky for anyone to rule out the not a war, but to rule out the possibility of, you know, some more conflict. A war could be one. I didn't think there was going to be one, but, you know. Sorry about that. There's a plane going around. Okay, so, you know, transition to high school. So, I was really looking forward to this year going to see my older friends I haven't seen in a while since middle school, because I only saw them there for a year because they're 2 grades above me. There's no real friends I have that are just 1 grade above me. I can't really think of anyone like that. And it sucks, I'm gonna be honest. It's just I really wanted to go to the campus, right? Get used to it, and my classmates, see my friends, and that didn't happen. So I mean, we'll start hybrid learning soon, but yeah, it's not really the same. I'd rather start like, well, you know, the first day of school. Okay, so can't go to movies or anything else. Technically, I know some states you can, but for the majority of people, you cannot go to different kinds, you know, like to movies, because they're just so, well, they're a bad way to, you know, it's a very COVID impact. What am I saying? What I mean to say is that, you know, it's not a good idea to put a bunch of people in a room where there's like air conditioning for hours. It doesn't work, and that sucks. But it's like, you know, it's nothing too bad. You can still watch at home, just a little annoying, that's all. Alright, Cyberpunk was a glitchy mess. Now I know this is a little controversial because some people do really believe Cyberpunk is a great game, and I've heard it's like okay, not really worth it, but it's a little disappointing since it took 8 years in development. 8 years. I mean, it's how do they mess up this much? I don't understand. And I don't know. I guess if they delayed it, they already delayed it a lot. Like, there's no way they could get any better than that within like a year with this mess. So it's gonna take years and years. And so releasing it out early, I say, is a rare instance where it's fine, because they're gonna have to improve it anyway. And so you don't have to wait another 5 years for it to get better. Although, you know, it got pulled down from a lot of stores and a lot of people refunded the game and stuff like that. Okay, so economy went down. This was a major impact for everyone, because, you know, I think most people know why. COVID, right? You can work at home, or well, you had to work from home, but also it's, you know, people didn't want to invest because, like, well, the workflow was delayed and stuff like that. Okay. So related to that, this is personal, but my dad got a price cut, for example, and my grandfather actually got a cut from his job, I think. And you know, it sucks because it does affect me, and I'm sure a lot of other people have had something similar, and it's just not been good for anyone. Bad memes. Okay, 2020. The memes got kind of stale. Let's be honest here. They weren't that good. They're all reposts and the same, you know, dumb stuff. It was not a good year for memes. They weren't good. Okay, so this is a little controversial, but PewDiePie, in my opinion, this year, I know this is a little personal, but it wasn't that good this year. I'm gonna be honest. He just wasn't that funny, wasn't that, entertaining or not. Got a little repetitive. He got better, definitely a lot better towards the end of the year, but I just didn't have the same feeling as say like 2018 PewDiePie or even 2019. 2018 is personally my favorite though. Okay, so quarantine. Now for me, it doesn't really bother me that much because I'm more of an introvert, but I know that even for introverts, it's kind of a pain that I've been sitting here for almost, what's it been, like 10 months in quarantine? And we're gonna be here longer until, some of us, obviously not me because I can't get vaccinated, I have to wait until they say it's safe to go back to work and schools and stuff like that, and I will have to actually go back to school, well, like hybrid learning, within probably about a month. Okay, so the next thing is that that's personal. It takes a month to get vaccinated. It's really not really difficult, but it takes a while, for everyone to get vaccinated. The fact that there's like this month period. Well, it takes like over a month just for you to get vaccinated means that you still are in risk during that time, which is still pretty dangerous. And, it's that sucks. Okay, so we had a couple deaths this year. I'd say 2018 deaths are still, it's just my opinion, but like, Stanley and stuff. But we did have a couple major deaths, most notably Kobe Bryant died. And I remember it was one of those people who it's like, I actually, well, not knew, but it's like I obviously knew who he was. And it just was shocking to me, it's like one of those people you never really think could happen, it could happen to, and it's very unfortunate. It's so bizarre. A helicopter accident. I remember just stunned that happened. Couldn't believe it. And a lot of Star Wars, people, well, not a lot, that's a stretch, but like the actor who played Darth Vader, not the voice actor, not James Earl Jones. He died recently. And another Star Wars actor died. It was the original Boba Fett, not the new guy. He died recently, which is really disappointing. And one that's not as well known as actor who played Cole in NotDugro, which was a show I used to watch a lot more when I was younger. I remember he was my favorite character, and I always liked him, and he died. He was like 40. It was crazy. Chadwick Boseman was another big death. And it just, I don't know, a lot of people were devastated by that. And I remember I was so frustrated because that day Reddit they made memes about his death and just trying to get upvotes, and it was just like so disrespectful. And even if they didn't intend for it, I mean, you just have to think logically, like, does this make sense? Like, could you show this to your parents, for example? Like, would they think this makes sense? And that sucks. I'm really disappointed with Reddit this year. I'll make a video about that, explaining. I think a lot of people know what I'm talking about though, so I'll try to keep that one short too. Alright, this video is pretty long, so again, I'll finish with the last two. Gil Gonzalez, actor, who I heard of the show, I don't know. It is, the person who played Mary Ann, she died. And Alex Trebek, who was a Jeopardy host for like a while now, like I think like 30 years or something like that. He died. And it sucks, you know. 2020 is not that great. You know, for someone like me, even I still had stuff that impacted me, and there were some pros definitely, but overall, COVID was the main thing, you know. And it sucks. Alright, well, that's it. See you later. Goodbye.